So Aja Wilson just saved her spot without question at the top of the MVP race right now. But is Aja Wilson a guarantee for MVP? I still think she's highly likely. The bookies' odds will say she's highly likely to win it. But on the trajectory that she's going, with the trajectory of Phee Collier, I'm not so sure. Before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 28,000 by the end of the day, and right now we are 74 subscribers off. Aja Wilson is probably, I think, the unanimous MVP. There is going to be at least one journalist that is going to vote for Phee Collier. You cannot be the unanimous MVP on a 5th seed. But the problem is that thankfully the Aces won this game. They are 18 and 11. Like, if they went 17 and 12, if they go 17 and 12 on a 4-game slide, or is it 4-game slide, or is it 1 and 4? Either way, like, with only a win against the Sparks, like, this is a team that, like, they lost to the Lynx, they lost to the Liberty, and they beat the Sparks by comfortably, and the Sparks are trying to lose. And before that, they lost to the Sky. The Mystics game was closer than it seems. They beat a tanking Dream team. They beat the Storm, in fairness, beat the Wings, lost to the Sparks, beat the Mystics. Like, they have not beaten very many good teams. They've not beaten many good teams. And Aja Wilson's stats versus the good teams and versus the bad teams are very, very different. So, like, if you want to look at Aja Wilson, I still think, look, she's going to set the record for points per game. Like, she had today, what did she have, 20? She had 20 and 18. She shot the ball 28 times. Aja Wilson is going to shoot the ball significantly more than any other player. Like, if you want to see the recap of this game, like, if you want to just even see just the way the Lynx are, like, the Lynx playing against the Aces, the Lynx against the Fever yesterday. Like, if you just want to see how they've been playing, the only thing is Phee Collier has been injured, but she's up to 21 and 10 with 3.6 assists, whereas Aja Wilson's got 2.3 assists, is at 26 and 12. So you're like, stats wise, yeah, definitely Aja is quite a bit ahead. But like, we've seen people with better stats. We saw Dirt or Luca not win it this year, but like, Phee Collier has come out since the Olympic break with, in 5 games, 17, 30, 23, 27, 31. She has not taken more than 18 shots. She is averaging, what is it? Was that 20? I think she's averaging about 25 points a game on 16 shots. Is it 15 shots? On 50, exactly 15 shots a game. She's averaging 25 on 15 shots since coming back. Aja Wilson, on the other hand, is averaging probably something similar-ish on 20 shots. She's probably averaging less points on 5 extra shots a game, not hit a 3-pointer yet, and the team is 2 and 3. Whereas the Lynx are 5 and 0. The Lynx, she only played 25 minutes in a game. She got hurt in this one here. Like, she got hurt and had 9. Other than that, though, 29. She had 13 in a win, yeah, on 13 shots. Like, if you're looking at the way the Lynx team, the Lynx have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games that she's played this year. She has played in most of them. Like, they have lost 6 games. They're, 20-something and 6 with her on the floor? Like, they're so good. They're so good. And look, she has shot over 20 times twice this year. And in those 2 games, 3 times. No, when she shoots over 20 times, she's averaging 30. When she shoots over 20, she's averaging 30. Aja Wilson for the season is shooting over 20 times a game and is averaging 26. She is averaging more points per shot attempt. She's as good a defender. She's shooting probably a lower percentage from the free throw line. She's passing better. Her team's winning more. Like, I think it's hard. Like, for me, I still think Aja gets MVP just because of the box score averages. But you also have to take into account, like, Aja Wilson, 7 of 18. She has her unbelievable games where she shoots 75% of the field, but she's had a 4 of 15 game this year. Aja has had a good few games under 50% shooting, 45% shooting, 20 shots here. Whereas if you're looking for Phee, like, she has had a couple of bad games, Couple of bad shooting games right here. But a lot of them, 61%, she's an 81%. She's coming out even better. And then also, she plays better against the better teams. If you're looking at A'ja Wilson's, when she plays against the good teams, she tends to struggle more. Like, she struggles more against good teams than against bad teams. 7 of 18 against Seattle. Then against next game against a good team they played was Connecticut. Not, decent percentage against Connecticut. And Seattle, 61. The Liberty, they lost that game, 21 points. Like, she plays better against the bad teams. A lot better against the bad teams. And also, the team is, like, they've won less games against teams above 500 than the Fever. The Fever didn't win one until the 30th of June. And then Phee, it doesn't matter who she's playing against. Heck, she steps up, it seems, against playoff teams. So, for me, look, if I had a vote right now, it goes to A'ja Wilson. Right now, it goes to A'ja Wilson. But Phee is catching up. This is not a runaway. She, as of right now, is the MVP. But it's close. If the, let's just say hypothetically, the way the records go, if we look at the standings, the Minnesota Lynx in their end up, what do they have? They've got 10 games to go. So they have played their 30 games. They've got 10 to go. If they go, let's just say 8-2 in their last 10. If they go 8-2 and end up 30-10, and the Aces in their last 11 games go 6-5, heck, even 7-4, and they're 5 wins ahead, with Phee averaging, let's just say 20, she goes up to 22-10. So if she's 22, if there's only like a 4-point difference in their points per game, on much better efficiency, on a much better team, and doing it with better stats against better teams, I think a lot of voters are going to be convinced in voting for Phee. I think right now, A'ja Wilson is probably the MVP. But if you watch the game today, she wasn't running back on defense half the time. When she's there, she's a good defender. She looked lazy. She looked lazy out there. She was shooting bad shots consistently. She couldn't make a jumper. She wasn't aggressive. She was just shooting turnaround shots every time. She was scared of being blocked by Cardoso, so she was refusing to go to the basket, even though she was blocked 5 times in the game just by Cardoso. Blocked once by Angel Reese. Maybe twice by Angel Reese, actually. Definitely once. But it's like, it is very, very difficult to say that it's going to be unanimous. It's not going to be unanimous. And A'ja Wilson has been fine post-Olympic break, but her team's in free fall. Her team looks awful. And the Minnesota Lynx look like the best team in the WNBA, not named the New York Liberty. The Liberty were terrible yesterday was it yesterday? They were terrible against the Sun. Whenever it was, they were terrible against the Sun. But the Lynx just look so good. And they're the 2 best teams in the W, with Phee Collier playing at an elite level. Look, right now, Angels won. The only person that's going to catch her is Phee. But I went from, if you had asked me before the Olympic break, I would say there's a 99% chance of A'ja winning MVP. Right now, my senses would say there is a 75% chance for winning MVP. Gone from 99 to 75. If the Lynx get to 30 wins, or heck, if they somehow get to 31 wins on the season, if they go something crazy, like 9-1 through their last 10, and we see the Aces with 24 wins, and there's a 7-win difference, the Aces in the 5th seed, closer to the Mercury than they are to the Lynx, I think it's going to be neck and neck, and this is no guarantee of MVP. Look, right now she's still ahead, but man, Fee's catching up.